For those of you who have been with lithium for a while and who heard me speaking, I think 3 months ago, you know that I have only been with the company for, what, 4 months? So I'm one of the newest members. So I'm not going to stand here pretend that I have developed all the products that you're all enjoying these days. I will take full credit for all future products, trust me. Thank you. So, but I would love to share with you my experience with lithium products and the company, of course, from two perspectives, one personally and one professionally. So personally, I have a degree in nutritional science. So fresh out of university, I became a business owner at a very young age. Nothing to be proud of. All I had to do was convince my parents and my best friend's parents to invest into a health food store for us. So we bought a store, and so now I have a degree in nutritional science under my belt, and I have unlimited access to nutritional products and herbal remedies. So I decided I was going to supplement myself to improve the quality of my life. And so my everyday nutritional supplementation includes vitamin A, B, C, D, E, omega 3, 6, and 9, and go on and on, calcium, magnesium, selenium, iron, of course, because I'm a woman, and the probiotics, enzymes, and fibers. And then get up in the morning, I take my ginseng to get me going, my energy and my stamina, and my focus from ginkgo biloba. And of course, I need my rhodiola because I was having to cope with the stress being a business owner at a very young age. And of course, I need St. John's wort in the afternoon or towards the evening to get in the mood, and chamomile by the end of the day to get me a good night's sleep so I can get up in the morning to do this all over again. So throughout the day, so I'm either just full of tablets and capsules, dozens of them. I can hardly have any room for any real food, or I'm so high as a kite from all the herbal tinctures, I suspect from the alcohol and the sugar content. So I wish back then there was a company called Elysian, and the products like Mastermind and Genesis and Omega and Elements, that's all I need to get me through the day and to supplement all the nutritional requirements that I have been telling you about. So sometimes when one of you come to me and complain about Genesis and how awful it tastes, if you only knew what I had to go through, what I had to swallow to just get a fraction of what Genesis can offer you, you would not complain about any of that. It's like dessert to me. So that's my personal experience part of it. So back to my professional experience. So I have been a product formulator, formulating scientist for 15 years. I have developed hundreds of products. I have reviewed thousands of products. And I have never seen any formulations that's so complete, so sophisticated, so comprehensive, and so potent like what Elysian has. And the truth be told, now I'm also responsible for the manufacturing side of our products. They're so expensive to produce. They are just starting from the number of the ingredients, the sheer number of the ingredients, the complexity of the ingredients, the rarity of the ingredients, and what we have to go through for verification of the identity, the potency, and the purity of the ingredients, and also the complicated process for producing these products. Based on my experience, and there's only a few manufacturers in the world who's first of all, willing, and secondly, capable of producing this kind of products. So that's one of my experience with when it comes to product development and manufacturing. I also have been to R&D headquarters of many international multi-billion-dollar companies. I've been to downtown LA, I have been to New York, I have been to Utah, I've been to Shanghai, China, Seoul, Korea. I've been to these R&D compounds that sometimes take over the entire city block, and with hundreds of employees dedicated to product development. I have never worked with a company, and I believe who have developed and produced these products and probably never will. And the truth is, I have never worked so closely and directly with the owner of the brand, of the chairman of the international company, who is so dedicated and so passionate and so involved with product development, whose primary mandate of his every day is to develop the best products. So I was in Korea a couple months ago, so I had the pleasure, the honor of having dinner with Apollo's longtime coach, and he's Korean. So he has coached the fastest skaters in the world, and he's still coaching them these days. And he could hardly hide his pride having Apollo as his most successful and the best, in his opinion, pupils. So I asked him, what makes Apollo so special and so successful? And he gave me 2 words: his passion and his determination. So I started working with Apollo 4 months ago, and I can't remember one day that we did not communicate, did not talk to each other about product development. So every single day we gather ideas and we exchange scientific papers and we read them all, we review them all, and we're also testing and tasting all these ingredients, all these products. Apollo and I are the lithium guinea pigs. Quite often he would send me a product ingredient, and that he also has, but we're physically not in the same city most of the time. So he is in Los Angeles or wherever he's traveling to, and I'm here in Vancouver or wherever I'm traveling to. So he will ask me to try this ingredient at the same time, and we'll compare notes in an hour. So we know exactly how delicious sometimes or disgusting and the product tastes like. And also share about how we feel afterwards. And sometimes we get this incredible sense of well-being and happiness. And other times I just want to go to the corner and cry. So I'm very fortunate to have Apollo as my partner in product development, obviously. So back to my personal experience again. So for those of you who heard me speak last time, 3 months ago, I started this company, I think a week and a half after I decided to so-called retire. I didn't know about lithium. I have known Rob forever, but I didn't know about and Apollo. I didn't know about this company. So a week and a half since I finished my previous job, I signed myself up for a super intensive Spanish program. So the goal is for me to start from beginner level to advanced level within 3.5 months. So I was going to school 3 hours a day, every day, and to learn Spanish. And then I decided to start working with Apollo and Rod, join Elysian. But I also made a decision, and thank you for their support. Thank you, Rod, especially for your support, to allow me to continue with my program. So I was going to school every day, learning Spanish. I would talk to Apollo before and after, and the Spanish classes, sometimes during. I never said I was the favorite student of all the teachers. By the end of the 3.5 months, I was one of 3 students, starting with 12 students from the beginning of the program, and we end up with only 3 students finishing graduating from the program. Don't get me wrong, I'm not fluent in Spanish yet. I'm still very confused with 18 tenses in Spanish. I just need a few months living in some Spanish-speaking countries, which it's probably not looking like it's happening anytime soon at this rate, working with Elysian. And during that time, I also, of course, I was working, and did I mention I also competed at the championship level in international Latin ballroom dancing. So yeah, it has been a oh, and also every time I got a break from school, if I have like 5 days, I would travel to Asia for work. So I made 3 trips to Asia within the last 3 months. So my mom and I, every Sunday night, will talk to each other, and this is a kind of routine we have had for years, no matter where I am in the world. So I share with her what I have done within that week, and it used to be like, 2.5 minutes phone call, kind of nothing exciting. So these days it's becoming like an hour-long conversation, and my mom gets really, really overwhelmed. And out of anybody, she knows what I'm capable of and how I have accomplished different things and pushing the limits in my entire life. But these days, she just can't stop asking me, how do you do it? So, I had to think about it sometimes, and then I realized if it wasn't for Elysian and Elysian's products, I wouldn't be able to have done what I have done for the last several months. And growing up in China, and communist China, in an Asian city, I didn't start learning English until age 11, 12. And I never knew that I would be doing what I'm doing these days. I'm working with a world champion. I'm traveling the globe. I'm getting to speaking 5 different languages. And I didn't know I was going to compete in ballroom dancing with another champion, not Apollo. My dance partner and teacher is also a world champion. So I think, it's safe for me to make that statement. If it wasn't for Elysian, the company, and Elysian's products, I am living the life I never thought it was possible. So thank you. And lastly, I don't think I can, or nor do I want to stop taking these products. I was just traveling with Rod and Apollo and Henry this last week, and the fun thing about traveling with these very energetic, youthful gentlemen, there's many fun things. One of them is I will be arriving late at night at the airport and get picked up and taken straight to a dinner meeting at 1:30 in the morning. And I'm getting up, after a few hours of very precious sleep, and go straight into a 12-hour or 14-hour day, meeting after meeting, and quite often in front of a room full of formulating chemists and scientists. And their expectation of me is nothing short of brilliance. So I think I will continue to pack the travel sachets for the Genesis and Mastermind for every single trip. So it is my promise, our promise, as long as Apollo and I are involved in product development, we will continue to look for the most innovative ingredients, and we will continue to develop the most powerful, the most exciting products, because that's what we want for ourselves, Apollo and I, and Rod, and that's what we want for our loved ones, our family, our friends, and that's what we want to have for all of you. So thank you very much.